By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to handle the painful shift that happens when your loving husband suddenly becomes a completely different person when his child arrives for a visit. If you have ever felt this sudden, chilling change in your home, please know that you are not imagining things, and you are certainly not alone. It is a confusing and often heartbreaking dynamic that plays out in many blended families, leaving dedicated bonus moms feeling isolated and questioning their place. One moment, you are partners, a team building a life together, and the next, a switch flips, and the man you love seems to transform right before your very eyes. This transformation can be jarring and deeply unsettling. The warm, supportive partner you share your life with might suddenly become overly protective of his child, scrutinizing every interaction. His tone may become harsh or defensive, quick to find fault in things that were fine hours before. Simple household routines can become a source of conflict. You might be criticized for your parenting style, your cooking, or even the way you arrange the living room. It's a profound shift that can make you feel like a complete outsider in the very home you have worked so hard to build. The question that echoes in the minds of so many women is a simple yet profound why. In this conversation today, we are going to dive into the psychology behind these behavioral changes. We will explore guilt parenting mode and why so many well-intentioned fathers fall into this pattern. More importantly, we are going to talk about what you can do. I will provide clear, actionable steps to protect your peace and preserve your well-being without sacrificing your identity or damaging your marriage. This is not about placing blame on fathers, nor criticizing the children. Our focus is understanding unhealthy family dynamics and learning to respond with strength and grace. We will talk about setting healthy, respectful boundaries and fostering a stronger family unit built on mutual respect, love, and emotional maturity. If you are a bonus mom who has felt invisible, attacked, or emotionally exhausted, this conversation is for you. The grip of guilt parenting, the echoes of the past, the fear of losing love, the unseen pressures. So, let's start by unpacking the central reason behind this dramatic shift in your husband's behavior. In most cases, it is not a conscious choice to hurt you or push you away. Instead, it is often driven by a powerful subconscious force I call guilt parenting mode. This is a state where a father's decisions and actions are fueled by a deep-seated feeling of guilt related to his past, his divorce, the impact it has had on his child. He feels an immense responsibility for the disruption in his child's life and believes he needs to make up for it. This guilt becomes a heavy weight, influencing every interaction, creating a tense and reactive environment when his child is present. The guilt that fuels this behavior is often rooted in specific triggers from his past. The most significant trigger is the divorce or breakup itself. He may carry vivid memories of his child's sadness, confusion, anger during that tumultuous time. He might replay conversations where his child asked why their family couldn't be together anymore. These memories act as powerful emotional triggers, creating a deep-seated resolve to never be the source of that pain again. So, when his child is visiting, he is not just parenting in the present moment. He is parenting in the shadow of that past trauma. Underneath the layers of guilt lies a more primal and potent emotion: fear. Specifically, it is the profound fear of losing his child's love and affection. For a father who only sees his child on a part-time basis, the connection can feel fragile and precarious. He worries that if he enforces rules, says no, or allows any conflict to arise, his child will prefer being at their other parent's home. This fear can be all-consuming, driving him to abandon normal parenting principles in favor of appeasement. Beyond his own internal guilt and fear, your husband is often navigating a web of unseen external pressures that contribute to his change in behavior. One of the most significant is the pressure to create perfect family memories during the limited time he has with his child. He feels that every visit must be special, filled with fun activities, and free of any conflict. This creates an impossibly high standard that sets everyone up for failure. When your husband's focus shifts so completely to his child, you feel a profound sense of invisibility. One minute you are his partner, his confidant, the center of his world, and then you can feel as though you have simply vanished. Conversations you were having stop mid-sentence. Inside jokes and shared glances disappear, replaced by a singular focus on the child. It feels like a curtain has been drawn. You're suddenly on the outside of the family circle, looking in. Beyond feeling invisible, you might also feel an overwhelming need to walk on eggshells the entire time the child is visiting. The atmosphere in the house becomes thick with tension. You find yourself constantly self-monitoring, carefully choosing your words and actions to avoid setting off a landmine. Your home, supposed sanctuary, suddenly feels like a high-stakes performance stage. Section 3. The erosion of intimacy and trust. When you feel invisible and are constantly walking on eggshells, the very foundations of your marriage, intimacy and trust, begin to erode. Intimacy is not just physical, it is the emotional closeness that comes from feeling seen, heard, and valued by your partner. When he transforms into a different person during visits, that emotional connection is severed. You are no longer confiding in each other. You are navigating a minefield. Section 4. It's okay to feel this way. I want to pause here for a moment and tell you something incredibly important. All of these feelings are valid. It is okay to feel hurt. It is okay to feel invisible. It is okay to feel angry. It is okay to feel frustrated. It is okay to feel exhausted. It is okay to feel resentful. It is okay to dread the visits. You are not a bad person, a wicked stepmother, or an unloving partner for having these emotions. You are a human being having a natural and normal reaction to a deeply painful and confusing situation. Section 1. The power of a private conversation. Now that we have validated your feelings, it is time to move from understanding to action. The first, most crucial step is to have a conversation with your husband. But the timing and setting of this conversation are everything. This is not a discussion to be had in the heat of the moment, 5 minutes after his child has arrived, or when you are both exhausted and emotionally raw. The goal is to connect, not to confront. Instead, you need to intentionally choose a time when you are both calm, connected, and completely alone. You could start by saying something like, "Honey, I love our family, and I love you so much. Can we set aside some time to talk about something that's been on my mind? It's important to me that we stay connected." This kind of opening is non-threatening. It reaffirms your love and commitment first. Section 2. Crafting your I statements. Once you have created that safe space for conversation, what you say is just as important as when you say it. The most powerful tool you have is the I statement. It helps you express feelings and needs without blaming or criticizing your partner. A well-crafted I statement has a simple formula. When, describe the specific, non-judgmental behavior I feel. State your emotion, because, explain the impact on you. For instance, when we change our dinner plans at the last minute without talking about it first, I feel unimportant and left out, because it feels like my opinion doesn't matter in our family decisions. Another example, instead of, "You let your son get away with everything," say, "When the rule about screen time isn't enforced on the weekends, I feel confused and undermined because I want us to be a team in how we run our home." Write down a few I statements before the conversation. Practice saying them out loud. The goal is to build a bridge of understanding between your heart and his. Section 3. Setting clear and kind boundaries. Once you have opened the conversation and expressed your feelings, the next step is to establish some practical, healthy boundaries. A great place to start is with a boundary around your role. Just, I am your partner. and I need to feel like your partner at all times, even when the kids are here. Reinforcing your boundaries with consistency. A boundary is meaningless if it is not consistently upheld. This does not mean you need to be rigid or aggressive, but it does mean you need to be firm and follow through. Recognizing when you need more support. It is a sign of strength, not weakness, to recognize when you need to bring in outside support. The ultimate goal is to shift your dynamic away from a painful cycle of blame and toward a powerful sense of teamwork. You have the power to change this dynamic. It takes courage, it takes patience, and it takes a deep belief in the love that brought you and your partner together in the first place. You are a vital, valuable, and indispensable part of your family. If this conversation has helped you, please consider subscribing so we can keep supporting you. Your comments and shares help reach other bonus moms who need to hear they are not alone. Thank you for being here today and for taking this brave step toward the peaceful, loving home you deserve.